You call that radio? You call that radio TV? Below. You call that radio TV?
This is You Call That Radio.
This is You Call That Radio, and it's an absolute honour to bring in PENGSHUi into the house. One of my favourite bands in the country right now, and I think we can go live to them right now. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, bruv. What's happening?
Yes, you'll be able to see me in a second if I take down the flyer. The flyer for the thing that's already happening.
I can see half your face. Bruv, your intro's sick. That intro was sick, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Dr. Jazzlan on the beat. Dr. Jazzlan plays keyboards. Well, sometimes plays keyboards with my band Gyro Babies, but she moves around a lot, so she's sometimes in Edinburgh, sometimes in London, so she sometimes does the keys, but she made that beat. Yeah, shouts Dr. Jazzlan in that one.
Yes.
Where is it you're based yourself, guys?
We're London, aren't we? Well, I'm in Leighton at the moment in East, and then Dave, you're like northwest, aren't you?
Sunny West London, I am.
And what's the best side of London?
Sunny West London.
Sunny West is the best.
Yeah, bruv.
West is
Portobello Road, bruv.
I'm absolutely buzzing to have you on here. I've been listening to you guys for a while. I've never seen you live, but I think you played Nice and Sleazy's a couple of years ago, and I think we were playing in the same night as you, and I tried to go down to catch you, but you'd already finished, so I was gutted at missing you. But I've watched loads of your live videos as well, and it looks like you bring some amazing energy to the stage. Is got any plans to come up to Scotland anytime soon?
We should do. I don't know why we didn't on the last run, actually.
Yeah, it's mad. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why we don't come up more often. But hang on, what did we play a festival up there, Fatty? Right in the beginning.
We did that Sleazy's one. I remember that one, and we did and then we also did one with Asteroid Boys. I can't remember the name of the venue.
Oh shit, yeah, that stage was mad high up. But yeah, no plans at the moment, but we need to make some plans to do exactly that, Mark.
Definitely, man. I mean, there's definitely a big support for you up in Glasgow. I've been seeing lots of my mates sharing your stuff, especially since the new album came out in January. Destroy Yourself, absolute incredible album, and I think that people, they can get it from Bandcamp. I suppose is the best place for people to check it out.
Yeah,
definitely. End of the month on the Friday, I think that's when they do Bandcamp started that Bandcamp Friday, didn't they? In the first lockdown to like help artists because artists needed some help. And so basically, if you go on there the last Friday of every month, I think it is, basically the artists take 100% of the profits, which is quite an incredible incentive. So yeah, Bandcamp Friday. The last Friday of the month.
If you think you're a person that will forget to do it on Friday, then just do it right now. But if you can hold off to Friday, then do it on Friday. So
that's true. Yeah, if you can't wait and you're that excited, just go get it right now. Right now.
It's a fantastic album.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll start. We're going to play a couple of tunes tonight from it, and we're going to start with the opening song, which is "Break the Law" featuring P Money. How did that collaboration come about?
Fatty.
It's kind of all. I think we've all been in the bass music scene for quite a while now. So I'd done gigs with P Money. Dave's done raves with P Money and stuff like that. It's kind of so it's just we had Footsie on the first album and Pav and stuff, and it thought it was a good combo to get him on. We all love his flow and his voice. Yeah, and everything. He's great.
Yeah, it just made sense. It was like Footsie's a legend in grime and just in music as a producer as well in London. So to get him on something for the first album was like quite a fucking big deal. And so then we was like, right, who else is like really important in grime and in UK music that we also know personally, because that's another thing that we wanted to kind of do, is make sure it was like someone that we could. So someone we already had a kind of relationship with, do you know what I mean? Because it just always makes it a bit better. And then when you got to shoot the video, it's just easier and and you kind of just, so yeah. Man, I think we just hollered him, just messaged him and was like, bruv, do you want to jump on something? And he was like, standard. And then we just connected the dots and we have Break the Law featuring P Money.
Amazing. And we're going to talk about the OG version as well. I want to find out what that's all about. I've not heard that one yet. But let's listen to the album version first. So this is featuring P Money, absolute banger, Break the Law. And yeah, let us know in the comments what you make of it. And let's go.
Yo, let's put this to rest. I'm South London's best. Now I live by the Queen. It's big money. Your flex. Don't push up your chest. Drop the cowboy hat. Cause IWI Smith and West. I'm a Kimbo with this beard or two texts. When the smoke clears, it's just me and who's next. When I know YP ain't scared of you vets. Cause you're gonna cut in a second like sous chefs. Whoa. Tell them, Lord, I don't really rock and roll. But I'm the guy things cool for a rock and roll. Blue lights say nothing, I just drop and go. I got flows. Fuck the low, we ain't stopping, bro. But it's the only time we let coppers go. Gonna remember me with them poppies, bro. Cause I'm cold. Down all the walls they build. Spit on their golden shields. Through to the concrete fields. And we break. We came, we saw, we broke the law. We break. We came, we saw, we broke the law. We break. We came, we saw, we broke the law, we break. We came, we saw, we broke the law, we break. Let me break it down. I break the will of MCs that act like they're the hardest. They get stuck to the tracks like yo, gas to the flames. South and west on the track like wow. P came with shows, had to bring them rounds. We thump out, watch sound. Man can't run when we take both legs off. Pace and techers inside ILLAMAN on the track with money. Cash well spent, these guys look bummy. Acting gully when they ain't on smoke. Put a mirror in the face and tell man he's a joke. This ain't the day we put man on the ropes. This ain't the game, the pain is in the flows. Stay breaking laws and the sirens blow like pow. We came, we saw, we broke the law, we break. We came, we saw, we broke the law, we break. We came, we saw, we broke the law, we break. We came, we saw, we broke the law, we break.
Superb track there. Oh, we lost fight there. There you are. Absolutely banging, man. Absolutely banging. What did everyone make of that? Alan McGilvery saying, class, hello, Alan. How you doing, mate? Absolutely banging. Like the visuals too, says Angela. Lou Rogerson says, exceptional tune. Love it. Can I get it on that Spotify?
Yes.
You can.
Yes, everywhere. It's everywhere. Amazon, Apple, Spotify, all the places where you can find music forever. It's there.
All your friendly streaming corporations. It's but Bandcamp is how you support the band. So it's best if you buy it on Bandcamp and then listen to it on Spotify or something like that. Stuart Graham says good stuff. Got the name at the end of the track. Duh, got it. Hello folks, hello Stuart. And Epi is out in the Clydeside. Can you put the link for this video in the chat if possible? Mark totally zoned out when you were introducing it. I will do that. I will definitely do that. The album is doing great, man. What's the reaction been like so far? I've seen that you've been getting some amazing reviews for the likes of Krang and all that kind of stuff.
It's been sick, man. I think it's always a bit daunting putting out a record, especially one like Destroy Yourself. There's quite a lot of bearing of soul on it, and it's quite personal. And I think, the reaction it's had is great, man. It's nice. It's resonating with people. And I think people can feel the energy of the moment it was created, which was quite a tough time for everyone. So there's just a bit of that in it. And like you said, Kerrang have supported it, which has been, great for us because it's Kerrang and that's like quite a highly regarded, not quite, very highly regarded. So yeah, man, it's been good, basically. Thank you.
And what was the process like for? Because obviously, I'm assuming that you just were having to make this during lockdown and restrictions and stuff like that. Were some of these tracks ready before lockdown, or did it happen throughout the restrictions?
They were all fresh, weren't they? Actually, the first album we did was done all quite remotely. Actually, there's like it was all kind of. Like beats were kind of compiled, live drums were added on extra, blah blah. It was quite like a bit of building blocks. Whereas the Destroy Yourself album, we basically wanted to get, because when we toured the first album, we realised it was a different ball game going live. So we basically wanted to add in those live elements and just the feel of how it was live into the second record. So we were mainly in rooms actually, just like jamming, working on songs, like a bit more of a classic sort of way of writing and getting all the ideas down. And then when we recorded it, we also recorded it live as well, like me and Prav were in a room and stuff, and it was all kind of a lot more organic, bandy sort of. That's how it kind of came together, basically.
And how's festival season looking? You've got some gigs coming up for the summer.
They're coming in. It's nice. Yeah, we've got Download, which we just announced, which is obviously a massive honour to play Download. Download's such a big deal in it, really. Like we opened the Avalanche stage for Kerrang. We won the Kerrang Radio Fresh Blood competition 2019. So that playing Download's obviously just like a massive thing, and the Avalanche stage is a big one. It's like 3,000, 4,000 cap, I think. So, to get to take this music to that audience and have that many people potentially discover you is like massive. So yeah, we've got Download. We've got a couple more we need to announce, which we can't really say too much about right now. But yeah, a couple European ones. We're going to Slovakia to play Fatty. Colours of Ostrava. Is it Pohoda? Colours of Ostrava.
I can't remember which way around it is.
Pohoda's Slovakia, and Colours of Ostrava is Czech Republic. So, yeah, those, and then we're going to Paris on Friday to play La Cigale in Paris, which is going to be nuts. It's like an old opera house. So yeah, it's good. It feels like things are coming back again, and yeah. So the festival season's looking all right. I'm excited. I can't wait.
And have you played many gigs since the restrictions have been lifted?
We finished the tour. We finished our tour, which we had to stop. 2020 in March, when everything fucking kicked off and the world went to shit, and we all had to stay indoors. Yeah, 2020 we had to pull the tour halfway and then rescheduled it, and then had to cancel it again. Fatty, did we have to cancel it again?
Yeah, it went to the back end of the year,
and then we had to reschedule it again.
Like twice. It was an absolute mess around, wasn't it? The whole thing, basically. But
yeah, so we finished that.
It, wasn't it? Get back on the road.
Yeah, especially after the album come out, because the album came out January 28th, and then we've continued the tour in February. So yeah, we've gigged a bit. We're playing in London next Thursday at Electric Ballroom with Does It Offend You? Yeah, and they haven't played a show in 10 years. So we're main support for them next Thursday at Ballroom, which would be great. But yeah, man, just
And we were saying earlier on about the fact that obviously the kind of music that you make is obviously. You are limited by the kind of media exposure you're going to get. It's unlikely that Radio 1's going to playlist you from what you're talking about and the type of music you're making and stuff. So obviously it's going to get the Kerrang. Is there been any other support you've been getting from any radio, or do they just shite it because of the content subject matter?
Nah, Kerrang's been really supportive. Alex Baker, shouts to Alex Baker from Kerrang and Fresh Blood. They've been really supportive, and we've had some. Daniel P. Carter's played a few bits on Radio 1, and we've also had XFM support. So no, people are supporting, man, and yeah,
Slovakia. My friend's Joe and Susan. My friend's Joe and Susan.
Wait, bro, one sec, bro.
I love how you say Slovakia.
Mate,
sounds
we were literally just chatting about radio, and then you just suddenly out of nowhere went, Slovakia!
Back to Slovakia.
Back to Slovakia.
Welcome to Call That Radio. I've got a low concentration span.
Me too, bro.
From radio to Slovakia.
Yes.
I've got friends, in fact, they might even be watching this, Joe and Susan. They went to Slovakia, and they took loads of pictures and went, you need to come over here and play a gig, it's incredible. And I don't really know much about Slovakia apart from Lubomir Moravchik, who came to Glasgow to play for a football team, and he was a legend in Glasgow. That's about it, really, about Slovakia, but I've heard good things. Have you played there before, or is this the first time for you?
I played the festival with, I played in a band called Submotion Orchestra, and we played the same festival a few years back. And if I remember rightly, it's in an old disused, like, oil refinery or whatever. It's pretty mental. Like, it never happened over here for health and safety reasons, but yeah, it's wicked over there. I remember the food being good and the crowds were into it, so that was cool.
Well, I mean, is that not what Brexit's supposed to be all about, though, is getting rid of health and safety?
Yeah.
Like menthol cigarettes, bringing menthol cigarettes back. Give Boris 4 more years and he'll legalise menthol cigarettes.
Oh, I remember menthol cigarettes, man. Jesus, they were nuts, bro. The rumour at school was like, if you smoked menthols, it kills all your sperm. Do you remember that rumour?
Yeah, well, it was actually, I'm maybe a little bit older than you. It used to be polo mints. People said that about polo mints.
No way. What? Mints?
Yeah, polo mints. And something about Tom Cruise as well. Tom Cruise was involved in the rumour. It was one of those ones that you hear, Tom Cruise ate polo mints and he killed his sperm or something. That was the rumour. It was in that section of, like, I don't know if you ever heard of it, that Marilyn Manson was the Jewish kid from Wonder Years rumour.
Oh, yes.
You heard that
was
one?
Like mid-90s era conspiracy theories.
Yo, is Tom Cruise British?
No.
So they don't. You can't get polos in America, bruv. What? How the fuck did he eat? How the fuck did he eat so many polos that he killed all his sperm? He must have just been shipping out bare polos, bruv.
They can't get money, man. The cunt's a millionaire. He can afford to.
I'm gonna tweet Tom Cruise later. I'm gonna tweet Tom Cruise later just a packet of polos.
He can afford the postage packaging. Although, since that's another thing, I mean, I've been affected. I'm sure you have as well by the. One of those deals that Boris did with Boris Johnson and Donald Trump came together with, was that sending things to America or buying vinyl from America. It's just ridiculous now. So I don't know what was the positive in that, but everything's more expensive to send things to America. So that might have affected Tom Cruise's polo mint habit. But obviously, I mean, I wouldn't. Maybe there is polo mints in America. That's today's question. Maybe we can give away a prize if you can tell us if there's polo mints in America, or you can find any proof of either of those rumours being true or false. Then I'll maybe throw in a couple of tickets for our gig on Saturday night. It's that gig on Friday night actually. It's Celine Salon at Time, and then on Saturday we've got the Brooklyn Scotsman Gala and Gala Shields with the funk legend Jessie Ray and some amazing hip hop artists there like Stevie Creed. Alan McGilvery says he just listened to the Light Up the Sky Prodigy remix.
Legend. I hope you liked it.
Alan. He didn't say, did he? I'm assuming that he liked it.
Oh, hang on. He's put a little thing in. He's put one of them. So it means oi, thumbs up from Alan. Old tight Alan. Thanks, bruv.
Colette's in the house. She says, hi, boys. Love Baby Doll. Hello, Baby Doll. I hope you're doing well. Blue's asking, does anyone remember you could buy polo holes?
Can I just quickly say a quick hello?
Yes,
hello, Chloe in South Africa. And hello to my nan who's watching.
Amazing. We're international.
Yeah.
Is there polo mints in South Africa?
There must be, man. Bruv, this is a thing. I have to find out where they sell polo mints now. Do you know, also, you just said a line and you said something about Tom Cruise's polo habit or something. And I think we should name a song, Tom Cruise's polo habit.
It was something to do with, I don't know if it was the polo mints or the polo holes. I think it was definitely the polo mints, because I know there was mentioning polo holes, but I don't think they were invented when that story was invented. But she did love the menthol smokes.
Surely polo holes are just mints, no?
Yeah, I mean, basically, just an empty bag of nothingness. I'm going to play another tune just now. I've got a couple. It was hard to pick all the songs to do, but I think we're going to focus on the new stuff because it's so good now. I think the most recent one is Shellers. Is that right?
That's the latest video we dropped, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, would you want to introduce us to Shellers and tell us what it's all about?
Fatty, should I do it? Do you want me to do this?
Go on, Dave. You do it. You're good at introducing.
Shellers is basically, so the word shellers, or the word shelling or shelly, is a term used probably mostly in like the MC circuit, grime, drum and bass, jungle. Essentially, you shell a rave. You go to a rave and shell it as the MC. They shelled it, or you're gonna shell it. So yeah, we basically just wanted to make a straight banger where I didn't have to be conceptual with the bars and have to say anything. It was just a space for me to fucking have a good go on the beat. So yeah, we called it Shellers basically. So yeah, this is Shellers by us, PENGSHUi.
PENGSHUi with the Shellers. Let us know in the comments what you make of this new single. The new single out now.
To the mic is when I step to the mic is when I step to the mic is this one Shelly gets raised in hella. If you ain't with us, you better run, brother. When the rain come down, can't cover that head up. Can't get a bringing on, kneeling and leg up. I back my talk, chat shit, get swell up. This life is mad and it's a man matter. Brethrens died, life turned funny. Went in the cellar, real off-key fella. You know me, drink booze, get wild. You know me off the rails from a child. My whole fam get sick, get vile. All get gasping like that from wild. Long way back, shit go back miles. Spit 2 bars, man, a boss, no smile. Real sick shit like Satan shout. I'm kidding them all, we don't like their style. When I step to the mic is when I step to the mic is when I step to the mic is when I step to the mic. Killing with flow, sitting like sniffing the nose, getting them high, hitting them low, bringing them down. Back to earth, watch them burn out. Been here before, seen it before, like I know your face, know your moves, fam. Know your lies, know your truths. I'm in your soul, right in your bones. Run and duck, you can't hide out. Out your lights, bring your vibes down. Slide like snakes, see them slide round. Slide the socks on the high road. Riding blocks, lean on tight ropes. Smoke a stick, watch the hype go. Blind the lights from your iPhone. In your mind, turning psycho.
Shouts out to man on
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell the people people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale.
Powered by our patrons. Another absolute banger for PENGSHUi. Alan says, here stood on the end for Scheller. The bars are yup. The headbang riffs are big energy. Angela says, amazing. Some amount of energy going on there. Stacey says, awesome. Glad I tuned in. Stuart says, that's wild. I like it. Kirsten says, ace. Jam says, yes. Lou says, really loving these guys. Definitely earned a place on my Spotify playlist. You're on the Lou Rogerson Spotify playlist.
Oi, oi.
And Goldie brought me Tim Tam from New Zealand. Yes, I think that's I think that's, if I remember rightly, Tim Tam is a chocolate, but it looks like Celtic. Because Tam's a Celtic fan, and a Tim is a word that might be used to describe a Celtic supporter. So that's what his Tim Tam. I think he's referring to the polo habit of Tom Cruise. So yeah, amazing stuff. Let's go back to the start. The start of your musical journeys. How long's the band been together? Have you always been called PENGSHUi? Where does that name come from? And all of that, where did it all begin?
It's all Fatty's fault, basically.
Yeah. I basically sent a few messages out. I was hanging out a lot with Prav, who plays drums, and we just were chatting a lot about how like we miss like playing metal and stuff, and then had a few beats and riffs on the go, and then I was with a producer called Ruckspin, and he mentioned Dave. Basically, he was like, Dave would be amazing on it. He can scream, but he can also do bars. And I sent Dave a Facebook message saying you fancy doing some stuff, and it kind of just came from there. Really, it was super organic actually. Everything came together quite nice.
The best way that everything ever comes together. Organic.
And how long ago was that?
That was 2017, 18. So yeah, probably about 5 years ago. Obviously, we've lost 2 years because of the pandemic. But yeah, so I think we'd only been together a couple of years when it was kind of all building up to the first album. So we managed to do quite a bit in the first couple of years.
And was there any particular influences? Was there anything that you just heard that you were like that? I want to do something like that, or were you just try it? What was it? Was it the thought process between? Because I mean, the phrase that I'm getting used. I mean, I've actually put in the title as well as Grime-Punk. Is that something that you would agree with, or is that just something that a journalist has kind of made up?
I think if you don't mind me taking this one, Fatty.
There's been no objections.
Okay, cool.
I've been watching the Johnny Depp, and I was going to say Unbelief. I'm smoking them up.
Johnny Depp and
Unbelief. Try the Johnny Depp and Unbelief beef. And I'm just waiting for someone going.
That's another song title. Isn't it?
Yeah. Feel free to dig it. Yeah. So it's like just everyone gets interrupted by hearsay. But yeah, you're fine. Take it away. Dave.
Yeah, I think. So basically, the sound that we were trying to create was one of all of our influences. So essentially, we all, like Fatty said earlier, we all come from a bass music background. I was MCing in garage and jungle raves back in the day. Fatty studied jazz. Fatty, yeah, in Leeds, but was also in like a band. I could only compare to Dillinger Escape Plan, if you don't mind me saying that, Fatty. Yeah, and then Prav, was into drum and bass and jungle, and really heavy sort of music in back home where he grew up in Dubai. So like, then we all got into the bass music scene, and we all kind of were doing the same sort of things with the same sort of people around the same time. 2009s, 2008s, right, Fatty? Mallard, like we got into the dubstep scene. Fatty, formed and was is in Submotion Orchestra, so that was like the dubsteppy vocally thing. So he was doing that sort of sound. Prav was working with a lot of drum and bass guys and working with his brother's group Foreign Beggars. So we all had all these influences. Basically, we were all in these different scenes doing lots of different things. I was in a metal band when I was younger, then I was on pirate radio, then I was doing straight UK hip hop stuff. So I guess we've been in music for a while individually, and for me personally, and Fatty, correct me if I'm wrong, we kind of just decided to put all of our musical journeys into the pot and just be like, what do we, let's just make some shit that sounds like all the things we love. So that's why it's got the grime influence, and that's why it's got the dubsteppy influence, and that's why it's got the electronic influence, but we also love heavy music, So for the first record, it was very electronic. The second record, we realized when we got on the road, started playing live, it was super heavier. It was heavier than it sounded on the record, and that's what everyone said to us. They were like, fucking hell, you have to see it live to really get it. And we were like, it's true. So then we really wanted to try and emulate that with the next record and make it a bit more live, so that when you listen to it and then you see us live, you're like, you know what I mean? Which is, it's not a bad thing that we experienced with the first record. I just think we wanted to capture that live energy. And it was heavily based around 140 BPM, which essentially, is grime and dubstep tempo. So that's why it's kind of Grime-Punk, and we called ourselves that. But for me personally now, I think the sound is going to grow. With the second album, there's some more singing on it. The tempos are different. There's a different energy. There's a different way of expression. For me, especially lyrically, content-wise, I approached it in a different way. So yeah, the Grime-Punk title for me doesn't really apply as much anymore. But yeah, essentially it's like grime, punk, metal, heavy
Alan
shit.
says sub-grime.
I think, yeah, the crazy thing is, especially with creating, man, like when you are creative and you make music and you go on this journey of creating it, I find although it's influenced by something, I don't really like to call my music any genre unless it's like very specific to that genre. So if I make a hip hop record, it's a fucking hip hop record, but this stuff, it's just us expressing our sounds we love. So like, I don't know, what do you call that? Do you know what I mean? Just multi-genre, but then you can't call it that because everyone's like, what the fuck is it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, essentially, it's just music that we all love, which is influenced by all the things that we've grown up doing and listening to.
It's all the best music is a mixture of all the best influences. Hold on, I've went a bit blurry.
Hello, beauty.
I'm back. Yeah, man. Well, I can tell though. I mean, that's all my favourite bands. That's what they do anyway. It's you're wanting to take all your influences and subvert it and turn it into something fresh and new. And you've definitely done that. I mean, there's a couple of my mates that are total hip hop heads that would never normally listen to, anything with a distorted guitar. That they're absolutely loving it. So I'm imagining that the kind of people that go to your gigs is going to be a lot of different people from different age groups, different backgrounds. I'm sure you'll be appealing to a lot of the people that sort of like rock or sort of metal stuff, but then you're just going to get the pure hip hop heads that are just there because the bars are dope. Do you know what I mean?
Nice one, bruv. Thank you. I've been at it a bloody long time, so I'd hope they'd be good by now, or if not, somewhat decent. Fucking hell. Imagine if you're like, he's not very good at rapping after 20 years. It's like, well, mate, you just spent 20 years being shit.
Have you got any more have you got any hip hop stuff online for me to check out? Because I've not actually heard any of your hip hop stuff.
I mate, absolutely shitloads. Yeah, I've just finished. Sorry, we're not going to move away from PENGSHUi, but yeah, I've just finished a record with a really good mate of mine and Fatty's called Pitch 92. Shouts out to Ian. So it's a straight hip hop record. But yeah, there's loads. I'll send you some bits, man. Like there's an EP called Ugly Days, which was the last sort of 6-track thing I released, which is very different to PENGSHUi. But I guess listening to parts of it, you can kind of hear the subjects, quite similar. There's talk of mental health, depression, substance abuse, all the things that we struggle with sometimes, and how and go through in life trauma.
And Tories, we struggle with Tories as well.
Fuck them lot.
There's definitely a bit of that. In fact, that cues up quite nicely for Eat the Rich.
Yeah.
If you want to give us an introduction to that. Fatty, do you want to do this one?
Yeah, this one was the first single that we put out. It was just just with everything that was going on at the moment, and still is going on, because the government is an absolute mess, taking the mickey, and we just wanted to do a tune that basically expressed all our opinions on the government, giant corporations, and everything that's a bit wrong in the world. So yeah, this is Eat the Rich by PENGSHUi. Us.
Let's get that. I think that's ready now. I think we're ready to Eat the Rich. Let us know in the comments what you make of this. I know, absolute banger.
We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. Eat the rich. 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 It's not just gold, it's salt and stone. We gave our land and we gave our home. Worked through the skin for the CEO. We killed the king and then kept the throne. To buy a freedom we don't own. A system built on stolen goods. Throwing our coins at corporate gods while peering at them from our hood. Slave labor didn't die. They just put it in a uniform. Eat a burger, made a crew reform. And you'll sleep right through the thunderstorm. With a hunger fueled of nothing good. In an ugly place made of rotten wood. Let them eat cake. Let them look as the starving masses burn the books instead. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. Eat the rich. 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 Skynet's already here. They just change their name to hide that mighty river running red until the banks are dried. They're tax exempt with ill intent, and the malcontent can't pay the rent. Feed off the brains of the living dead. Next man vex while they're breaking bread. Hollow souls, care for none. Pockets lined with a loaded gun. Hell to pay, run, rabbit, run. A million ways to eat the sun. We fight and die for minor crumbs, and a sinking ship nowhere to run. Greed for the young in the dying slums, and dying tribe in the dying tongue. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. We'll be left with nothing if we don't stand up. Why? Why do we work 9 to 5 for fuck all? Why do we work for the next man? Why are we starving when there's the rich to eat? Fuck 'em. Stand up now. Break the walls down. Eat the fucking rich.
Brothers and sisters.
I got you. Ready? Yeah, he goes. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yo, this is Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5 live and direct here in Glasgow, Scotland, and you call that radio?
Upon you, we are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale. We see the crimes of this government, how they support every dictator and criminal on this earth. Sometimes you can feel down. Sometimes you're
Eat the Rich, indeed. Eat Zuckerberg. We've been flung off Facebook again. So I don't know why I'm telling people at Facebook, but you should watch this show on YouTube. Twitch and Facebook just kick us off for a very little. I don't know if it was that song upset them. I don't know. But it's, that's a good sign. That's because it's a banger. That would be a scary mosh pit. Amazing but scary, says Lou.
Don't be scared, Lou. It's all right.
People will
That
pick
would be-
you up.
Kirsten says that would be great. Then the mosh pit, she's not scared. Stacey says banging magic. It's just a big mashup for sure. I've been listening to brutal slam genre. The people need something to stick it. Was that what's it? Cheetos.
Balls, though, bruv. Cheeto balls.
Sponsored by Cheetos.
I wish I was sponsored by Cheetos.
Eat the Rich may have to happen given all the price increases, says Stuart Graham. Is it going to get? is there going to be a point where I mean the whole point of Brexit was like they said that, obviously it was just a tax dodge. It seems because I've yet to find one good reason for Brexit so far. I've not noticed anything, especially as a tour musician, because like we've never played Europe before, and because the new Brexit was coming up, we spent a lot of time programming something, and then obviously there was a bit of a bug going about. I don't know if you heard about it, but that cancelled that tour, and it's just been an absolute mess. But you've got places like France, they've got a 3% price increase, and I think we got 40% and another 40% in October. Are people going to just have enough? Will Boris just stay in power forever? Does anyone actually... It's hard to kind of understand, because in Scotland nobody takes Boris Johnson seriously at all, but is there people still in England that like him? Or is it just bots? I see people commenting on like newspaper articles and stuff, but are they real people?
There's definitely people that still like him. I've heard conversations, and
it's because he's called Boris. They shouldn't call him they should call it, it should be Mr. Johnson. Like, Boris is just this like funny idiot clown, and like I think there's a part of British culture that like weirdly is into that, like living for the weekend, sort of like, oh, isn't he a silly sausage? It's like,
mess up your room.
This shouldn't be a silly sausage. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's weird. But also, I found, especially on the Brexit issue, that I was in a humongous echo chamber with all my mates, like online and in real life. And actually, you go to small towns in different parts of the country, and it's completely different to everyone's everyone's thoughts and everything in London. Do you know what I mean? There are just places in the country that are just,
the same thing happened a lot with Scottish independence as well. With Scottish independence, there was an echo chamber of where most artists and everyone were like, yeah, let's just get away from Westminster, and then you would go to the smaller towns and people would be quite scared of that concept. And there's another thing that I noticed that was quite similar with the whole Brexit thing or even the way that the media talked about Jeremy Corbyn. There was all this scandal happening in the Tories, and then like Jeremy Corbyn, I don't know, he'd wear flip flops and do gardening or something, and they would be like, this is outrageous, the guy's doing his garden in flip flops, and they make a big deal with it. But yeah, it just sort of showed you how biased media can be. And I mean, I think really that is what's going on now, is that no one trusts the media, and I think that's why people just would rather listen to a guy who's just started a YouTube channel than believe BBC, which is causing a lot of division. Stacey says, brilliant patter about Boris, Fatty. Stuart says, mate, I have to uncross my legs at Boris, have a swatch at my Bobby.
The fuck is a Bobby?
It's a penis. It's Scottish for penis. That doesn't make the sentence make any more sense. Facebook's a toilet, says Alan. And cheesy bass, brutal grime. Alan's determined to give you to pigeonhole you into a genre or something. Because the thing is like, I also agree with you. Like, I don't really have a genre name, but once the Evening Times called us baffling Ned punk, and Ned's like the Scottish word for chav, and although I don't agree with that sentiment, it was quite handy to have something that you could just, because people want, what does it sound like? So, Positive Electronics says Bobby, just simple Bobby. Solatech says, all right, Fatty, it's Stevie.
Oh, mate, that's one of my oldest mates from primary school. How about that?
Shout outs to Stevie.
Oi, Stevie. Hello, mate.
He's a fella Scott. He moved from Blackpool up to Scotland. Good lad.
Oh, is it? Keep in Scotland. Mad you're on here. Yes. So there you go. Solitech representing. So Blackpool. You're originally from Blackpool.
Yeah. I grew up there. Which is a pretty weird place to grow up. It's like, well, it's a dilapidated seaside town, but weirdly, there's a great music scene there. Like, because obviously they've got all the old clubs that are still knocking around, and then also like, because I started off playing jazz, there's a big jazz scene there. Like they'd have like the Blackpool Tower Ballroom big band. So I grew up playing in big bands and playing all that kind of stuff. Up north's good for that. You had all the working men's club. You kind of got
the Northern Soul as well. Was that the Northern Soul explosion started in Blackpool?
Yeah, in the northwest. Yeah, like North Wales and all that. Like the north's got a good scene for it. Really, it's just like proper. I don't know, organic grassroots sort of music scenes. Leeds was wicked for that as well. Loads of good. Like,
China Shot. Do you know China Shot Bull?
China Shot Bull.
Yeah, band for Leeds.
They sound familiar. Yeah.
I think so. Well, they're not a million miles away from what you're doing. Shout out to China Shop Bull, they're worth checking out. But yeah, they do some good stuff. We played Leeds once. Beaverworks is a cracking venue. We had a bit of a bad gig there, but it wasn't the venue's fault, and I'll say no more about that. But yeah,
why do I know Beaverworks, man? That's familiar.
Beaverworks is a rave venue. It was.
I've definitely played there. I played there, at some point. Yeah, fucking hell. It might have been with Goldie.
Goldie
would have been. They had lots of like raves that went until silly o'clock in the morning.
It might have been with G, or it might have been a night with Andy C and Piper and them. But yeah, definitely been to Beaverworks.
Do you know Goldie?
I was MCing for him for like 2 years, man.
Were you?
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't mind, I need to
The name drop.
You call that radio?
I had to release the name drop, man, because I'm blown. I'm absolutely blown away. I did not know that, mate. I'm a big, massive Goldie fan. That is incredible.
Oh, me too, bruv. Mate, touring with him was like, it was probably the most surreal experience one of the most surreal experiences of my life, in all honesty. Like, not even on an egotistical, like, oh, listen, look what I did. Like, honestly, like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, how am I sat next to him? Like, having a bit of fucking lunch. It was incredible. And, yeah, man, me too. I'm a massive fan, bruv. Metalhead shaped my ears, when I was little, like, going to them drum and bass raves when I was young and dreaming of being on the mic. Watching Navigator, Ragga Twins, Five-O, Moose, Det, Rocky, them lot just absolutely fucking killing it. And just being in the rave and being like, oh, I want to be like them lot. They're sick. They got Averex and a pair of Hirachis on and like the newest Moschino jeans. I was like, I need to be them guys. So them man shaped my shit, bruv. So then, getting that call to be like, right, Goldie, well, actually, I didn't get a call. So do you're aware of Foreign Beggars?
Oh yeah, Foreign Beggars, love them.
So Prav, our drummer, shouts out to Prav, we miss you, fam. Basically, Prav's brother is Pavan from Foreign Beggars. So the two main guys, the two MCs, not two main guys. That sounds terrible. Shouts out to No Names, brother. I don't mean to be peak. No, just know the two MCs basically. Pav. So yeah, that's Prav's brother. We were at a festival in Iceland. I was out there with my. Do you know Dabbler? Have you heard of Dabbler before?
Yes, I don't know Dabbler yet.
Yeah. So me and Dabbler, we was in a group called Problem Child. So this is again now explaining the influences. Do you know what I mean? Like we've all done so much different shit over the years. This is why PENGSHUi is just like a mashup of everything. But yeah, so me, Dabbler, Double Edge, and some guy was out in Iceland doing a festival called Secret Solstice. Shouts out to Fred. And long story short, walked into the festival first day, still had our bags on, heard drum and bass. I was like, I'm going that way. Metalheads. It was like an old tear out tune. Just went over that way. Heard Pav's voice. So we were like, what the fuck? So we've gone up close to the stage. Suddenly it's just like, oh, Illa, come here, get on the mic, come here. Fucking 3,000-4,000 people raving. Gone round the back and it's fucking Goldie. And I was like, I'm not getting on the mic. I was like, that's Goldie. Like, I'm not prepared. What the fuck, bruv? I can't just jump up with him. And he's, they're shelling. They're in the middle of the set. It's like, so, if I was to do that, it's almost like I'm some special guest and I'm not a special guest on Goldie's set. Do you know what I mean? It was like, so it was nuts. And then Pav, being Pav, who's, shouts out to Foreign Beggars, rest in peace, Ebo. Yeah, Pav has literally just always just been like, nope, come on, what you doing? Get on the mic, bruv. You know what you're doing. And just was like, here, get out there. Long story short, fucking did one of the best, like, off the cuff rhyme things. And I did almost like a metally, like my voice just got really aggy and he cut the beat at the same time for this one little section. And I remember looking at him and seeing him doing gun fingers and I was like, oh my fucking God, I just got gun fingers from Goldie, bruv. What the fuck? So then obviously was super gassed. Only stayed on the mic for about 15 minutes, didn't overstay my welcome, just like kind of politely said thank you and like watched the rest of the set. And then yeah, he was like, wait, what's your name? Give us your number. Da, 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 da. We swapped numbers. And then I remember one evening, I was like, a little tipsy, and I was talking to one of my best mates. We gone for a few pints, and he was just like, "Mate, like, what's happening with the Goldie thing?" I said, "Nothing." Like, he said, "Mate, text him, tell him you want to do some more sets." And long story short, I did. Long story long. Story's always long. But I basically got in touch and I was like, I'd really love to MC for you again. And I ended up touring with him for 2 years. I just, I slid in his DMs essentially. But yeah, it's just, yeah, man, I'm the same.
Well, you don't ask, you don't get.
Well, this is it, bruv.
How long did you wait though? Was there did you get a response before the hangover kicked in? Did you wake up?
This was like 2 months, man. A month or two after. Right. Do you know what I mean? Because I play a lot of Xbox, and he likes playing a bit of Xbox as well. So like we kind of was chatting on that a bit, and then I was just like, we've been getting on, we're having a laugh on Xbox. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be like, yo, can I come do a show, bro? And it was an incredible experience, man. Like, life-changing, fucking something that, I'll carry with me to the grave. And like, when do you get to do something like that? Like,
That's
so
mad.
but it's the same thing with Fatty, man. Fatty getting in touch with me and being like, do you want to do a bit of this? And I was just like, fucking course I do. What do you mean? You want to mix punk and metal and grime and dubstep? And I knew how lethal Fatty was on bass as well. This is the other thing. Giving Fatty all the flowers, because he brought it together, and he's a wizard.
In fact, can we finish with a Submotion Orchestra tune?
Absolutely.
Really? It's very relaxed.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Cool.
We just, what, you've got your wine, you're having a smoke and a wine. We've taken people to the intensity of PENGSHUi. Everyone's enjoying it. And when we'll just chill everyone out. Everything's going to be okay vibes. What song would you like?
My favourite one to play live is "Time Will Wait." Actually,
Big tune.
Amazing. So I'll get that lined up. Amazing.
Jesus, sorry, that was an absolute ramble. I do apologise, but sometimes.
No, not at all, mate. It's amazing, man. I didn't know that you did that. And Goldie's a hero of mine. I love the music, and also he just seemed like a nice guy as well. He played a festival Kelburn garden party that I run a wee stage at, and everybody said that it was just lovely. And he's good banter on Instagram as well. He seems to just be quite a good laugh. So yeah, man, amazing stuff. We've got Beaverworks, come on, says Positive Electronics. Alright folks, says Paul. PENGSHUi have a similar vibe to Censor, or if Spiral Tribe played metal. Joe is saying that she loves drum and bass. Hey Kirsten, well, I mean, you can obviously hear that straight away with the sort of drum and bass elements. It's like as someone who's done a wee bit MCing for drum and bass and a tiny little bit for reggae. Like I had a similar situation that you were mentioning when I went on. Mongoose Hi-Fi asked me to jump on for a wee bit, and I just did one song and was just like, right, I'll do, because it went well, and I was like, right, I'm off. Quit while in my head because I had a few drinks in me. I was like, yeah. I got away with that one.
I know how that goes, bro. Trust me.
Because you're just like, you're like, you don't want to say no to it, but also you don't want to fuck it up either. And
it's one of my favourite rigs. Their sound system is insane.
It's so good, man. Do you know? I think. Sorry,
legends, man. Tom, and the guys, and they've done a lot for the Glasgow scene as well. They're bringing on new younger talent, and shout outs to Tom and all the Mongoose Hi-Fi crew.
I did a show up there with Dabla many years ago. It was in Glasgow, and Alana, a girl called Alana, wonderful.
I know Alana's a very good friend of mine. Alana
Hepburn. Shouts to Alana, man. Honestly, incredible artist liaison, has looked after
the greatest artist liaison on the planet.
Bro, she's looked after us and myself so many times, in such incredible capacity at festivals over the years. Like, every time I know I'm going Boomtown, or when I was going to see Nostock, I'd see Alana and like, yeah, she's incredible. But yeah, basically we did a party, a show up there with her, and the after party we went to that, and Mongos were playing, and yeah, man, I remember their set was like really fucking great. So yeah, shouts out to Mongos, man, absolute legends, really fucking cool guys.
Lou Rogerson saying, I've got my fake wine and vape pen, enjoying this show so much. So Lou's on the fake wine.
Good stuff. Cheers, Lou.
It's been great talking to you guys, and like I said, absolutely love the album. I'm going to put the link in the comments again for people who haven't checked it out yet, who haven't bought it yet. Go and buy it. If you think that you're going to forget, buy it now. If not, go and get it on Friday when it's Bandcamp Friday. We're back on Thursday night for Mike Watson, the author of The Meaning of Mark Fisher. On Thursday, we've got Dan Loki McGarvey and Brown Bear next week as well. And on Saturday, we're playing Gala Shields with Jackal Trades, my other band. So if you're on about Gala Shields, then please come along to get it. What's next up for you guys? So you said France on Friday?
Mark, can I just quickly plug our YouTube channel too, man?
You can plug it all, mate. Plug it all. I'll put a link in
just
the comments.
Saying, any of you guys that are into it, man, like we've got loads of live footage on our YouTube channel. We've got loads of just bundles of videos up there. So yeah, man, go subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on stuff and that. Yeah, Mark will bang the link up. Yeah, man, come chat to us. Follow us on Insta, man. Get involved. Like we always reply to people. It's great to speak to the fans and like speak to people that are into the music, so that we can see you guys when we come on tour and stuff. So yeah, big up.
This is the link here. YouTube. Hit that big red button and tickle the notification bell so you get the notifications for all the new stuff happening. Good luck in France. Not that you need it. I'm sure it'll be an absolute banger. Absolute pleasure speaking to you guys, and hopefully see you in Scotland soon, man. I mean, I put on gigs and book for a few festivals myself, so let's see if we can get you up here over the summer, man. It'd be great to see the new album.
Oh, it'd be wonderful. It'd be great to meet you, man. It'd be great to meet you. Yeah, we really appreciate the conversation, mate. Thank you very much, man.
A pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. And we're going to end it with something chilled, some old school fatty. It's Submotion Orchestra. Time Will Wait. Thank you, guys.
If it's on your heart for that time to go back to the start, I know you need to take your time, darling. It's alright. Time will wait for you. Every ending leads to something new, darling. It's alright. Time will wait for you. Time will wait, so darling, I will wait too. For you, time will wait in the darkness for you. For you.
Yeah, no respect in every aspect to the man like Mark. They love what the man talk on the radio. In case you never know. You call that radio, call that the radio. You call that radio, call that the radio. Come and say, in the my name, oh, just go with the flow. In the my name, oh, just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Boom. Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio. You call that radio. Come and say, don't you be an head, man, I'll go lose your head. Say, don't you be an head, me say, and lose the head, me say, radio. Call that radio. Straight from outer Glasgow. Straight from outer Glasgow, nice enough on the studio. Come and say, in my name, oh, just go with the flow. In my name, oh, just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. No radio. You call that the radio. Them man I give you miss a lot of subject, and them I think a man you can't object. So don't you ever come and disrespect. I love and respect in a every aspect.